let's pivot a little bit now. Let's talk a little bit about the competition, because I think Dre talked about this. It does connect. I mean, all this stuff is connected. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to discuss this. This is Florida. This is Orlando. So, Dre, do you want to? This is your image. You want to kind of set the table a little bit?
So, this is what I was talking about. Like, people are going to have to make choices in the marketplace. Maybe that comes down to, per park. And this is what's kind of interesting about Disney doing this right now, because, man, this market is about to get a whole lot more competitive. And specifically with that globe that you see on the top there. I mean, they're going after it. They're creating a third gate. And it's not going to be like one of those Disney's, we here's phase 1, we'll build phase 2 like 10 years later if we do. No, I mean, it's substantial. I mean, they're going all out for it. And this image really, I mean, it's just so visceral, right? You have on screen, what is it, left, you have Walt Disney World and their annual price for their Incredipass, right? For the same price, you get every single thing in that right column. Actually, with a couple $100 to spare. And look, a lot of people haven't even given these parks a chance, but when you do, I think people are going to be like really surprised with what you get. I mean, especially Universal, they can produce some Disney quality like stuff.
Oh yeah.
And let's be honest here, with their like hotels, I mean, the hotels, from what I understand for Disney, for the last 2 years have gone up like 20-30% price in some cases. And I mean, you want to stay at the Grand Flow? I mean, it can cost you upwards of $700 a night. Whereas, hey, I can stay at, one of Universal's hotels for like what, $100, $200, maybe something premium, $300. I mean, the value statement is just incredible.
The highest price for, I believe, the Loews Hotel at Universal is basically a night the price of a moderate resort at Disney.
Now, here's the thing, though. I will have to bring this up because I do think it's relevant.
Sure.
There's no doubt Universal is giving stuff away. They're trying to get people in their parks. They're hungry. They're hungry for it.
They're hungry.
But I think both circumstances are a little different, though. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like when Disney entered the streaming war. They didn't come into the streaming war entering a new industry, the same price as Netflix, because they knew it would be harder to compete. Because you have Netflix, who has a built-in, millions and millions and millions of subscribers. Disney has to come in. They have to offer that lower price to gain a foothold in that market. I think we're seeing a similar thing play out here with Universal. They need to be cheaper because they are trying to build up their footprint to the marketplace. Now, Comcast owns Universal. And we've seen how Comcast behaves when they are dominant in an industry with their internet and operations.
It is fair.
So I don't think these prices, if Universal became the top dog, would stick around. We've seen them behave differently with cable and internet. I think this is Universal's move, and a smart one, albeit, to gain market share. I don't think this would be, let me put it this way. If Universal was pulling the numbers that Walt Disney World was pulling, you wouldn't be getting the 882. They would love to charge a $12.29. I guarantee it.
Well, and if you actually look at what the annual pass for Universal is, it's $510.
Right.
As of right now, I think what it is aiming low to eventually get higher, because once Epic Universe opens, then they have the opportunity to say, okay, well, let's raise this, and to not discredit to Disney, but they could raise it up to the same price as Disney. But in Universal's mind, they're thinking, oh, we can still get away with it because we just have a brand new park. We have a slew full of new attractions. We went from $510 to double that price. People can still come because they're saying, okay, we kind of got them hook, line, and sinker. So now when this opens, let's raise the price.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
maybe. Look, I don't mean to disagree with you. To be fair, though, Disney does benefit from having that built-in fan base and having that kind of emotional reaction. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
kind of place where it's like, oh man, but I can't get this stuff anywhere else.
They
So
do.
how much of Disney's price is inflated due to that, and how much is Universal's price, kind of degraded or kind of shrunk because of what you or G and George are talking about. That's kind of like where
Yeah.
I'm at. But go ahead.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Because honestly, if Disney didn't have the fan base, us as
Oh,
the
yeah.
loyal dedicated fans, they'd be in deep doo doo.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Doo doo.
and how much, this was an interesting point that was brought up. How much do we contribute? I mean, because let's think about this for a second, right? All your friends and family, when they want to plan a Disney vacation, who do they go to?
Oh, it's
Who
us.
evangelizes on behalf of the parks? It's us.
It's us. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's us. Absolutely. It's
We're literally doing Disney's dirty work. They're just sitting.
I gotta go take a shower now. I feel dirty.
right. Well, so yeah, so it's like for Universal, yeah, part of that could be capturing the market, right?
Yeah.
Probably, but I mean, as consumers, are we dumb not to take advantage of that?
Oh,
At least
no,
for the
absolutely.
moment.
Oh, absolutely.
Short term, take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And to be fair, Disney, in regards to Disney Plus, starting cheap to get the hold of the market share, which is similar to what I think Universal doing with theme parks. Oh, they're going to be just as dirty with it. Believe me, once they get to their threshold where they're happy, those Disney Plus monthly payments are going to shoot right up. It's going to be the same situation. So, same deal.
It's dog eat dog.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I think people have to make that choice for themselves. And look, when Universal does raise the price, hey, we can reevaluate. We can see, but
Right now, it's a good deal. It's a great deal.
Now,
I'd
I
say
think
take the
honestly,
deals where you get 'em.
for $510, if I was to actually go to Universal, even if it was just for like one trip, I'd probably still utilize that pass rather than buy just the individual tickets. Because that way I could say, hey, if I could sneak away for a weekend to go to Universal, I have the pass for the whole year.